Hi, guys. Just wanted to check in again and say hello and let you know how my carnivore experience is going. Um, let's start off with see, I'm on day 6. So, yeah, 6. I started Sunday, so man, time flies. Started back working this month and still trying to get in the swing of things, working, flying my busy airline schedule, and have been getting back a swing of things with that. Had a line check this week, which is basically we're a line check airman. It's kind of like a check ride. Rides with me and evaluates how I'm doing as a captain on the aircraft. So he's actually still with me on this trip. I'm in Portland, Oregon at the moment, and beautiful sunny weather outside. And as you can see, it's bright as the window that way. Is bright behind me, and I'm in my hotel room. So just thought I'd get this video done. I've been meaning to do one for a couple of days now, but haven't had time yet. But here I am. So let's start off. Let's see. How am I feeling? I am feeling great. Like I talked about when I first talked about this, inflammation. Getting out of bed, stepping down, my foot hurting on the floor, on the hard concrete floor, not concrete, but tile, hard floor, whichever. Um, anyway, hurting when I get up, first start walking on them until I get used to walking again. That has completely gone away. Um, Other symptoms like bloating, feeling bloated, uh, I guess things like just general day to day things like feeling full or like any kind of stomach issues or anything like that. None, not having any whatsoever. Um, Thoughts and clarity is definitely getting better. Energy is coming up. I feel my energy coming up quite a bit. I just did a marathon flight or a marathon couple days. A few, I guess it started Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, and I was up over 24 hours getting very minimum rest, but I had no issues getting through it and was completely fine getting through it. Now, I definitely did take me a nice little nap when I got done with that marathon of, I think it was 25 and a half hours straight. But anyway, um, got through that and surprised at my energy level. And I have not been yo yoing as far as bottoming out with wanting to sleep, wanting to take naps. Of course, my body definitely needs sleep, but definitely when I've been up and haven't taken much as far as stimulants. I've been drinking some coffee and on occasions, and not that much really. So we'll talk about that more about the next segment and what I've been eating. So let's get to it. The What I've been eating here. This was my dinner last night. It's a 24-ounce um, ham hock, not sirloin. Shoot, I can't even think of the name of the steak cut. Definitely a 24-ounce ribeye. That's it. 24-ounce ribeye with a side of um, pork loin. Or is that right? No, that's not right. Side of dang it. I just thought my memory was getting better. Well, with some herb butter on top of it anyway. Um, it was amazing. I finished all 24 ounces of it and the side as well. And it was great. This morning for breakfast, 4 scrambled eggs, a little cheese, and four pieces of bacon. And that will probably last me throughout the whole day. I know I'm not, I've talked about hunger pains, and I have gotten to the point of where I've been hungry 3 times. When I'm quantifying that by my stomach growling, gurgling, whatever whatever you want to call it, and um, just feeling hungry, the general feeling of physical hunger, not mental hunger. So I've been trying to get out of the mental hunger part of it and get physically hungry and feel it. and that's been quite a while happening. Because if you eat 3 meals a day, I never feel it. If I eat 2 meals a day, I hardly ever feel it. I know eating 1 meal a day is what I've mostly been doing, or just kind of when I've been feeling hungry. And then, like this morning, I just felt like eating breakfast. So I got up this morning after that big tomahawk last night. I did not feel full when I walked away from the table last night. I did not feel full when I got up this morning. I felt completely like I just ate a normal meal and I wasn't overstuffed and I didn't have um, a bloated feeling or anything at all, which was really surprising. I did cheat a little bit last night. I've had no alcohol up until last night. I had 2 glasses of wine with my steak. It was a red wine, so it wasn't anything sweet, but it definitely uh, was good with that steak. I gotta admit. So the uh, the steak again right here, that was amazing, and pork belly. Pork belly is the side that I had. So just to give you an idea, and that pork belly was amazing. I just got to tell you, I've never had pork belly any better than that right there. So let's get back to the other parts of the program. How long am I doing this? Let's talk about that. I've committed to 30 days. And 30 days, the only thing I'm drinking is water, some coffee, and some unsweet tea is what my plan is. I haven't had any unsweet tea yet, but I do like some unsweet tea, particularly black or green tea. I just like I guess, the health benefits of it. Now, there's some back and forth on what the actual true health benefits are, but I believe there is some health benefits to the coffee and the tea both. I didn't start drinking coffee in my whole life until I turned 50 last year. So I started drinking the coffee, and I could definitely tell some benefits to it in my diet. I don't drink it every day, but I do drink it when I feel the need for it. And like I mentioned in my last video, it has become, since my girlfriend is a coffee drinker and she loves it in the mornings, it's been one of those things. It's a social thing in the morning, kind of like going to get a beer with a pal. Drinking coffee in the morning with my girlfriend has been one of the things I actually look forward to. So that's been great, and I think the benefits are there for it. So the other question I've wanted to share with you is, how am I quantifying my results? Which is several things. Primarily, like I talked about, is how I feel. How I feel. My joint, I don't have any joint pains. I was feeling, I've had one back surgery already in my early 30s. My back, every time I've been to the chiropractor to get a x-ray for to get just keep an eye on how my back is doing after the surgery, and anything's like every now and then I'll need an adjustment just to kind of straighten myself up. And sometimes my hip kind of gets out and I walk not necessarily um, level. So I have to work on my hips to get those back in line so that I feel like I'm level and I'm actually not putting too much pressure on one side or the other. I used to do that a lot when I had a wallet in my back pocket. I stopped carrying a wallet in my back pocket. In fact, I use a minimalist wallet now. It's only about yay big, and I put it in my front pocket now. So I don't even sit on anything in my back pocket hardly anymore. Every now and then a phone temporarily, but nothing long term like I was. That was causing a lot of me needing to go to the chiropractor to get my hips put back in place. They were going out of place on a regular basis, and I was going to the chiropractor about once every 2 to 3 months. Now I'm lucky to go once a year, which is great. I'd rather not have to go see a chiropractor or any back doctor or joint doctor anytime soon or the rest of my life if I can help it. So, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this, of course, like I talked about before, the health benefits. Inflammation is an issue. And another issue that I'm trying to avoid is arthritis. Every time, like I said, I go get the X-ray, I see arthritis in my back and joints. Every time I've got an X-ray in my hands, I see arthritis in those joints. And the carnivore diet is supposed to help with that and actually possibly even reverse that, as some of the opinions some of the others have had doing the same diet and how much better they feel because of it. I actually have not felt any joint pain, no feet pains, no nothing since then, since I've started, probably after the first couple of days. So that's getting better. Another benefit that people talk about is sleep. My sleep has definitely gotten better, and I need less of it. So, like just over the, like I said, the last 3 days, I was up at 26 hours, 25 and a half, 26 hours straight. I didn't need as much sleep as I needed, and I was able to accomplish everything I needed to do. When I went down, I took a 3 hour nap and then ate dinner last night. And then when I got done with dinner last night, I um, came back to the room and was up for about an hour and a half and decided to go to sleep. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock when I went to sleep last night, East or Western Seaboard time, or Western Pacific time, or Pacific time is what it is. Dang it. I'm a pilot and don't even have my time zones labeled correctly, but that's hilarious. Versus being on the Eastern time zone, which is 3 hours difference. So my usual time zone on the Eastern would have been definitely bedtime. So my body was feeling wanting to go to bed, but I was up at about 5 this morning, again Pacific time. So, and I've been up ever since all day. Um, Not a morning person, but I'm definitely was up and didn't feel like I wanted to go back to sleep. So, kind of interesting, especially after that long marathon of not being slept. I didn't need any more sleep than that. I thought I did and was going to, and I would end up sleeping half the day, but not really. I've actually gotten up and started doing some things that I'm prepping for a couple more videos for, a couple more broadcasts on flying and stuff that I want to share with people on YouTube and anybody that's interested in learning how to fly. So I'm prepping for those. Also, prepped this up pretty quickly because I wanted to get another video out since this is day 6, and I meant to get one out a couple days ago, and just time did not provide. Anyway, how else am I quantifying this results? I want to share a little P strip here. And what this P strip is basically testing for ketones in my urine. So I've got these with me and I carry them with me. I used to use these when I was carnivore. I mean, not carnivore, but keto or low carb diet, however you want to call that, where I was still eating vegetables and anything that was low carb, didn't have many carbs. Didn't matter whether it was sweetened by a sugar that was, um, how do you put it, a chemical type sugar that are sweetening it with that's not necessarily good for you, or um, any other type of sweetening method like sugar alcohols and stuff. Sugar alcohols tend to work me over and just send me to the bathroom a lot, to be honest with you. um, anyway, so gotten rid of all that on the carnivore, so I don't do that. I am just eating meat products or animal products. Anything animal related is on the diet. I am quantifying that with a few of the animal products. Some of the stuff like dairy, meat, or milk. I don't drink. I don't drink milk anymore. I used to love milk when I was younger, and I could put a gallon away in about 2.5 days, and that just tends to put a lot of weight on you. And I struggled with that then, and so I got rid of it, and I don't regret it. But as you see on this strip here, it is in the orange, um, orange area, orangish, reddish area, and apparently I missed the other that I wanted to put on there. But anyway, I had a scale, another picture that I wanted to add to this that has the scale on it, and I'm going to upload that to my computer real quick off of my phone so that you can see that, and I can add that to this video. But what I want to do is take and keep going with this and try to make sure that I stay in this what's called ketosis mode. And with this ketosis, I want to be able to, how do you put it? Just burn fat instead of carbs or alcohol. So let's talk about that for a minute. As we are, our bodies crave different types of energy. And the energies that it craves are of three types. Alcohol is first, carbs is second, fat is third. Now, that is in the order that it will burn in that. So, interesting enough, sorry about that, while I'm putting this keto strip up so that you can see it. The alcohol will burn first over everything, just like when I drank wine last night, I was burning fat before that. So when I drank the alcohol, my body stopped processing any fat whatsoever. It stopped processing anything else that I had, and it will process just the alcohol. It will process that out. Once that's gone, it will go back to fat in my situation, or carbs in the other situations, depending on if you were eating bread and other stuff that had carbs in it. So the things that I've tried to get away from in this is definitely want to stay away from the alcohol as much as possible. But every now and then, like last night, I wanted to have that steak, and man, that steak just looked really good. So, well, I wanted to have steak and water, but that wine just looked really good with a steak. One of my flight crews had the a glass of wine too, so that's kind of what prompted me. I was like, I think I would have a glass of wine with this steak. It would go really good. So, and sometimes just water and coffee gets boring. You know how it is with that. But back to the results here. I'm going to add this here. Here's that strip that I wanted to show again that has the color code chart. The darker that is towards the red, as you see in that color code chart, the more ketones I am producing. And that means my body is burning fat. So at that 3 tiers that I was talking about, 3 levels, alcohol, carbs, and fat, my body, what I want it to burn is fat. I want it to predominantly burn all fat for energy. Now, multiple reasons for that. Our bodies store fat out of many sources of either carbs, which takes the carbs and turns it into fat, which is required by insulin. Insulin is how that processes that. And then that fat gets stored. What we don't use as energy gets stored as fat. So the fat basically is our preferred body source. It is definitely a more even source that comes across evenly, where carbs can definitely spike and come back down as far as that energy source. And that's typically because of the insulin process of how insulin works as it processes. I'm not a doctor, so I'm just giving you the basis on how it works. And I've also noticed with my body, you have that after dinner crash, or that after lunch crash, or that after meal lull, after you eat, and then you feel like, oh, I'm sleepy now. Want to go get something to put me back up again, like a cup of coffee or something like that. And then you're yo-yoing based upon the chemicals or foods that you're putting on. Now, burning fat, that yo-yo goes away. And that is one of the things I knew before as being on a keto type diet. But again, being on carnivore, which is a little more strict elimination diet, I have definitely felt that even better. My energy is pretty consistent and not yo-yoing all day long. So that's kind of how I'm quantifying the results. I'm definitely quantifying how my ketone levels are with this type of test, highly recommend if you're doing any kind of keto or carnivore or lion diet, which is basically carnivore as well. I think it's even more strict of a carnivore diet. But anyway, that's how some people do their diet, depending on your flavor of the diet. I'm just going to do carnivore. I think so far it looks pretty good. And I'm going to get into the next segment of here with the questions. How long am I going to do this? Good question. I have committed again to 30 days. I think I've talked about this earlier, but I have committed to this for 30 days, and I will definitely be doing more videos to keep you guys up to date and just see how the results are. I was able to get on a scale after day 2 and finally see what my weight was, and it was 289. So I was real close. I kind of feel my body and kind of know about where it's at in different levels, and I knew about where it was. Where my goal is 225. I would like to be down to 225. I'll show you kind of what that looks like on me. I've been down to 235 before, and I was 10 pounds short of my goal, and I didn't make it. And I've regretted it ever since. Kind of let life get in the way and moved back up to all the way up. Let's see, how far did I go up this time? About 310 or 315, I think was the highest I got. I've been as high as 345. Now, talk about miserable. I was depressed and miserable and had a lot of issues with health. The doctor told me basically when I first got my blood work after being that high, and I think I was down to 325 at that point. Doctor looked at my blood work and said, if you don't do something different, you're not going to make it to see your 40s. So I took that to heart, and I lost some weight. I got down to about my 250s then, and kind of hovered around 250 to 275 for quite a while. And he was pretty happy with me in the 250s, 275s. He wanted me to lose back, get down to the 250s. But anyway, I want to get down and I want to hit my goal, 225, if not even maybe even less than that. But I've got a lot of big bones. I've got a lot of muscle. So wherever I feel good and wherever my body kind of gets down on this diet. And first 30 days, we'll see what my weight is. When I weigh again, I'll let you know and kind of bring in the results a little bit better. I'll show you my results on my scale because I can record them on my phone because it's a Bluetooth type scale. So I'll start doing that. So you can see more of the quantitative results on what percent's body fat, what percent is bone, what percent's muscle. It kind of spreads all that out for you as best it can with the type of testing it does. But anyway, I think it's somewhat a good reference. I've used it before, losing weight and gaining weight, to just kind of get an idea of what my muscle mass is doing compared to what my fat is doing. And it's kind of corresponded pretty well. So I think I trust the results it gives me. And I'll start adding some of that in some of these videos too, as well, since my scale does that. The problem of it is I'm always on the road and my scale is at home. So when I get those results, I'll add those in so you can see them. But outside of that, I should be home maybe early next week, mid next week, before I go to Oshkosh, the air show, the world's largest air show. Can't wait to go to that. Looking forward to that now. Being on this diet and being there is going to be a little bit hard. I'm going to have to figure out where to get my food and how to stay on the diet while I'm there. And anyway, we'll see how that goes. And I'm sure I'll do an episode or so from there as well. And definitely some photos and stuff you'll be seeing on my social media lines. I'll definitely put some social media stuff on my page here so that you can find me on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Of course, you're on YouTube now. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which I don't do much on TikTok, I'll be honest with you. But I do like how you can create some videos on TikTok. But anyway, I'll add all those up so that you can put them. I'll put them on my channel so that you can go and look at all of those channels with some of the stuff that I'm doing and kind of keep up with what I'm doing in life. So anyway, I appreciate you tuning in and thank you very much. I will get back to you again on my carnivore experience pretty soon. Bye now.